In the heart of a small African village, where the sun's golden rays kissed the earth every morning, lived a young woman named Amina. Her beauty was renowned, her kindness even more so. But despite her virtues, Amina's life was shrouded in a cloak of desperation. Amina's family was not wealthy. They struggled to make ends meet. Her father, an aging farmer, worked tirelessly in the fields, while her mother sold handmade crafts in the market. The burden of their financial woes weighed heavily on Amina's heart, and she felt an immense pressure to help her family escape the clutches of poverty. It was in this state of vulnerability that Amina met Kofi. He was a trader who often passed through their village, his wealth and charm making him a desirable suitor for many young women. Kofi was aware of his effect on the village girls and took great pride in it. His eyes settled on Amina, and he was determined to make her his wife. One evening, under the watchful gaze of the moon, Kofi approached Amina with a proposal. "Marry me, Amina," he said, his voice smooth and persuasive. "I can provide for you and your family. You will never want for anything." Amina's heart raced. The thought of alleviating her family's suffering was tempting, yet there was something about Kofi that made her uneasy. He was arrogant, and there were whispers in the village about his mistreatment of women, but desperation clouded her judgment, and she agreed to marry him, hoping that his wealth would bring the peace and stability her family so desperately needed. The wedding was a grand affair, filled with music, dancing, and laughter. Amina's family beamed with pride, their faces reflecting a mix of relief and joy. Amina, however, felt a growing sense of dread as she stood beside Kofi, her hand clasped in his. She hoped that her fears were unfounded and that she had made the right choice. As the newlyweds settled into their home, Amina quickly realized that her fears were justified. Kofi's charming facade began to crumble, revealing a harsh and controlling man. He demanded absolute obedience and had little regard for Amina's feelings or well-being. His wealth, which had seemed like a blessing, now felt like a gilded cage. Kofi's behavior grew increasingly abusive. He would belittle Amina in public, mocking her in front of their neighbors. Behind closed doors, his temper flared, and he would unleash his anger on her over the smallest of matters. Amina endured this torment in silence, her spirit slowly being crushed under the weight of his cruelty. Despite the misery, Amina found solace in her work. She continued to help her mother with the crafts, finding a semblance of peace in the familiar routine. Her mother, sensing something was amiss, often asked if she was happy. Amina would force a smile and assure her that everything was fine, unwilling to burden her family with the truth. One day, as Amina was walking through the market, she encountered an old friend, Kwame. He had been a childhood companion, and his presence brought back memories of happier times. Kwame had always been kind-hearted, and his concern for Amina was genuine. He noticed the sadness in her eyes and gently probed, "Amina, is everything all right?" Tears welled up in Amina's eyes, and she could no longer hold back the truth. She poured out her heart to Kwame, telling him about the nightmare her life had become. Kwame listened patiently, his heart aching for her. "You don't have to endure this, Amina," he said softly. "There are ways to find happiness again, even if it means making difficult choices." Amina knew Kwame was right, but the thought of leaving Kofi terrified her. Divorce was frowned upon in their community, and she feared the repercussions for her family. Yet, the seed of hope that Kwame had planted in her heart began to grow. Days turned into weeks, and Amina's situation with Kofi only worsened. One night, after a particularly violent outburst, Amina made a decision. She could no longer endure the abuse. She needed to reclaim her life. Gathering her courage, she packed a few belongings and left Kofi's house under the cover of darkness. Amina sought refuge with her parents, who were shocked and heartbroken to learn the truth about her marriage. Her father, though initially angry, embraced her and vowed to protect her. The village, upon hearing Amina's story, rallied around her, offering support and understanding. As Amina began to rebuild her life, she realized that marrying Kofi out of desperation had been a mistake. But it also led her to a newfound strength and determination. She joined a local women's group, advocating for the rights of women and helping others who found themselves in similar situations. Kwame remained a steadfast friend, and their bond grew stronger. Through his unwavering support, Amina found the courage to dream again. She started a small business, using her skills to create beautiful crafts that gained popularity beyond their village. In time, Amina's life transformed. She learned to forgive herself for the choice she made out of desperation and embraced the lessons it taught her. She discovered that true happiness could only come from within, and that her worth was not determined by her circumstances. Amina's journey was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her story became a beacon of hope for others, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, one could find the strength to rise again. And though her path had been fraught with pain, it led her to a place of empowerment and self-discovery where she could truly shine. Thus, Amina's tale, filled with heartbreak and triumph, became an enduring part of the village's folklore, a story passed down through generations, inspiring countless others to find their own strength and courage. Amina's resolve to start anew set her on a different path. As dawn broke over the village, she awoke to a sense of purpose she had not felt in years. The sun, rising steadily in the sky, seemed to mirror her own ascent from darkness. Kwame had become a central figure in Amina's life, his presence a source of unwavering support. His visits were frequent, his demeanor gentle yet encouraging. He brought news from the wider world and stories that reignited Amina's passion for life. With his help, she began to see possibilities she had never imagined. The crafts Amina created were not just objects of beauty, they were imbued with her spirit, her struggles, and her hopes. Each piece told a story, and soon they caught the attention of people far beyond their village. Orders began to pour in, and Amina found herself at the helm of a thriving business. One afternoon, while working on a new design, Amina received an unexpected visitor. A tall, dignified woman, draped in vibrant kente cloth, introduced herself as Nana Efua, a renowned storyteller from a neighboring village. She had heard of Amina's talent and came to commission a piece for an upcoming festival. Nana Efua's presence was magnetic. Her voice, rich and melodic, wove tales that captivated anyone who listened. As she spoke, Amina felt an inexplicable connection to her, as if their spirits recognized each other. Nana Efua spent hours sharing stories and listening to Amina's experiences. They laughed, cried, and forged a bond that transcended their immediate acquaintance. "I see a storyteller in you, Amina," Nana Efua said one evening, her eyes sparkling with wisdom. "Your crafts speak, but so do you. Have you ever thought of sharing your stories with the world?" Amina was taken aback. She had never considered herself a storyteller, but Nana Efua's words planted a seed in her heart. Encouraged by her new friend, Amina decided to explore this new avenue. She began to weave her narratives into her crafts, creating pieces that were both visually stunning and rich with meaning. As the festival approached, Amina worked tirelessly on Nana Efua's commission. The piece, a tapestry depicting the village's heritage, became a collaborative effort between the two women. Nana Efua's stories guided Amina's hands, and the result was a masterpiece that captured the essence of their culture. The day of the festival arrived, and the village buzzed with excitement. Stalls lined the streets, filled with colorful wares, delicious aromas, and the sounds of laughter and music. Amina's stall stood out, adorned with her creations and the centerpiece tapestry. Crowds gathered, admiring the intricate details and the stories they told. Nana Efua took the stage, her presence commanding attention. She introduced Amina and shared the tale behind the tapestry. As Nana Efua's voice rose and fell, Amina felt a surge of pride. She realized that her crafts were not just art, they were a way to connect with others, to share her journey, and to inspire. After the festival, Amina's reputation soared. She received invitations to other villages, where she shared her crafts and her stories. Each trip was a new adventure, filled with learning and growth. She met other artisans, exchanged ideas, and built a network of like-minded individuals who supported each other's dreams. One evening, as Amina and Kwame sat by the river watching the sunset, Kwame turned to her with a smile. "You've come so far, Amina. Your strength and creativity have touched so many lives," Amina smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. "I couldn't have done it without you, Kwame. Your friendship has been a beacon of light in my darkest times." Kwame's eyes softened. "Amina, you've always had the strength within you. I merely helped you see it, and now you're helping others find their own strength." Their bond deepened, and as the years passed, Amina and Kwame's friendship blossomed into something more. Their love was built on mutual respect, shared experiences, and a deep understanding of each other's souls. Together, they continued to uplift their community, inspiring others to embrace their potential. Amina's life, once shadowed by despair, was now filled with color and light. Her crafts adorned homes across the region, and her stories echoed in the hearts of those who heard them. She had found her voice, her purpose, and her happiness. In the village, Amina's tale was told and retold, a story of resilience, transformation, and the power of community. It became a part of the fabric of their heritage, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, one could rise, create, and inspire. Amina's fame as a craftswoman and storyteller continued to grow, drawing people from far and wide to her village. Her home became a haven of creativity, filled with vibrant fabrics, intricate carvings, and the warm, inviting aroma of freshly brewed tea. It was a place where stories were shared and dreams took flight. One day, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the village, a messenger arrived with an intriguing invitation. The chief of a distant village, known for its grand festivals and rich cultural heritage, requested Amina's presence at their annual celebration. The chief had heard of her remarkable talents and wanted her to create a piece that would be the highlight of their event. Amina, eager for this new opportunity, accepted the invitation. Accompanied by Kwame, she set out on the journey to the chief's village. The road was long and winding, passing through lush forests and over gentle hills. Along the way, they encountered various travelers, each with their own tales and wisdom to share. As they approached the village, they were greeted with songs and dances, the villagers welcoming them with open arms. The chief, a tall and regal man adorned in traditional attire, personally welcomed Amina and Kwame. His eyes shone with admiration as he spoke of the festival and the importance of the piece Amina was to create. Amina spent days exploring the village, absorbing its history and culture. She listened to the elders recount ancient legends, watched the children play traditional games, and observed the artisans at work. Every experience, every story became a thread in the tapestry she envisioned. Kwame, ever supportive, helped Amina gather materials and offered his insights. Their bond grew stronger as they collaborated, their synergy evident in every detail of the work. Amina's hands moved with a grace and precision that spoke of her passion and dedication. The festival day arrived, and the village was a riot of colors, sounds, and scents. Stalls lined the streets, filled with crafts, food, and trinkets. The air buzzed with excitement as people from neighboring villages gathered to partake in the festivities. In the center of it all stood Amina's masterpiece, a stunning tapestry that depicted the village's rich history and vibrant spirit. The piece was a visual feast, each section telling a different story, each color and pattern meticulously chosen to convey the essence of the community. As the villagers gathered around, the chief addressed the crowd, his voice booming with pride. He spoke of Amina's journey, her resilience, and her incredible talent. With a grand gesture, he unveiled the tapestry, and the crowd erupted in awe and admiration. Amina stood beside Kwame, her heart swelling with pride and gratitude. She had not only created a work of art, but had also forged connections and shared stories that would be remembered for generations. The festival continued late into the night, filled with music, dancing, and joyous celebration. In the days that followed, Amina and Kwame were showered with gifts and tokens of appreciation. The chief, deeply moved by their contribution, offered them a piece of land in the village as a symbol of gratitude and a place where they could continue their work. Amina accepted the offer and, with Kwame by her side, began to build a new home. It was a place where artisans could gather, where stories were told, and where creativity flourished. The house, nestled at the edge of the village, became a sanctuary for dreamers and doers alike. As the seasons changed, so did Amina and Kwame's life. Their love blossomed and their partnership grew stronger. They welcomed travelers, shared their skills, and continued to create pieces that spoke of hope, resilience, and the beauty of life. Amina's influence spread far and wide, her name synonymous with artistry and storytelling. She had become a beacon of inspiration, her life a testament to the power of creativity and community. Her days were filled with laughter, love, and the joy of creation, and her nights with dreams of new tales to tell. In the village and beyond, Amina's story lived on, a tapestry of triumph and transformation that inspired countless others to follow their own paths, embrace their talents, and find the courage to create their own beautiful stories. As time flowed like the great river, Amina and Kwame's new home became a bustling center of creativity and learning. Artisans from distant lands came to learn from Amina, bringing with them diverse skills and stories. The house echoed with the sounds of chisels on wood, looms weaving intricate patterns, and the harmonious voices of storytellers. One afternoon, a group of young apprentices arrived, eager to learn the art of storytelling through crafts. Among them was Nia, a quiet girl with a gift for drawing. Her sketches, though simple, captured emotions with a depth that was rare. Amina saw potential in Nia and took her under her wing, guiding her with patience and wisdom. Nia's presence brought a fresh energy to the workshop. Her curiosity and talent sparked a new wave of creativity. She often sat by the river, sketching scenes of daily life, and these sketches began to influence Amina's designs. Together, they created a series of pieces that depicted the village's traditions, the laughter of children, the wisdom of the elders, and the beauty of nature. One day, as the village prepared for the annual harvest festival, an unexpected visitor arrived. He was a griot, a traveling storyteller named Tunde. With his tall frame and deep, resonant voice, Tunde captivated everyone he met. His tales were filled with adventure, wisdom, and the richness of African culture. The villagers, including Amina and her apprentices, gathered around him each evening, eager to hear his stories. Tunde, noticing Amina's skill in weaving stories through her crafts, proposed a collaboration. He suggested creating a series of pieces that would illustrate his most beloved tales. Intrigued by the idea, Amina agreed. The following weeks were a whirlwind of creativity as Tunde narrated his stories, and Amina and her team brought them to life through their art. The first piece they worked on was based on the legend of Anansi, the clever spider. Tunde's voice filled the room as he recounted Anansi's adventures, his cunning ways, and his clever tricks. Amina and her apprentices listened intently, their hands moving skillfully to capture the essence of the tale. The resulting tapestry was a vibrant depiction of Anansi's world, full of color and life. Next, they tackled the story of Sundiata, the great king who overcame adversity to unite the land. Tunde's powerful narration inspired Amina to create a series of carvings that illustrated Sundiata's journey from a frail child to a mighty ruler. The pieces were bold and majestic, each one a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. As they worked, Tunde shared his knowledge of other cultures and their storytelling traditions. He taught Amina and her team about the significance of symbols, the power of oral history, and the importance of preserving one's heritage. Under his guidance, their craft evolved, becoming richer and more meaningful. The collaboration between Amina and Tunde culminated in a grand exhibition during the harvest festival. The village square was transformed into an open-air gallery, with each piece carefully displayed. Villagers and visitors from afar marveled at the intricate details and the stories they told. The exhibition was a celebration of art, culture, and the enduring power of storytelling. That evening, as the moon cast its silver light over the village, a special ceremony was held to honor Amina, Kwame, Tunde, and the apprentices. The chief, with a voice full of pride, spoke of the importance of their work and the impact it had on the community. He presented them with gifts, tokens of appreciation for their contributions. In the following months, Tunde continued his travels, but his time in the village left a lasting impression. Amina and her team carried forward the lessons he had imparted, infusing their work with the richness of the stories he had shared. The bonds formed during their collaboration remained strong, and letters and messages kept them connected, sharing new ideas and inspirations. Nia, under Amina's mentorship, blossomed into a talented artist and storyteller. Her unique style, a blend of traditional and contemporary elements, gained recognition. She started teaching younger children, passing on the knowledge and skills she had acquired, ensuring that the village's rich tradition of storytelling would continue. Amina and Kwame, their hearts full of gratitude and love, looked to the future with hope. Their home remained a sanctuary of creativity, where every piece of art told a story and every story brought people closer together. In their village and beyond, the legacy of their work lived on, inspiring others to embrace their heritage and the power of their own stories. In the heart of the village, where the earth met the sky, Amina and Kwame's home thrived as a beacon of inspiration. The seasons turned, and with them came new faces and fresh stories. One such arrival was a young man named Jabari, known for his exceptional skill in music. His fingers danced over the strings of his kora, creating melodies that touched the soul. Jabari had heard of Amina's craft and sought her out, hoping to weave his music into her art. Intrigued by his proposal, Amina welcomed him. Together, they envisioned a series of pieces that would not only tell stories through visual art, but also through sound. The fusion of their talents promised to create something truly extraordinary. The first project they embarked on was inspired by the tale of Niame, the sky god, and his celestial abode. Jabari's music, ethereal and haunting, set the perfect backdrop for Amina's designs. Her tapestries depicted the heavens, with vibrant colors and intricate patterns representing the stars and constellations. As villagers viewed the artwork, Jabari played his kora, the music enhancing the visual experience and transporting them to the mythical realm of Niame. The success of this collaboration led to a deeper partnership. Jabari and Amina began working on a series of performances that combined storytelling, music, and visual art. Their most ambitious project was a retelling of the epic of Mwindo, the heroic child who overcame great obstacles to bring peace to his people. Amina's team crafted elaborate masks and costumes, each piece a work of art in its own right. Nia, now a master in her own craft, designed sets that brought the story's settings to life. Jabari composed a sweeping score, with melodies that captured the drama and emotion of Mwindo's tale. The performance took place on a clear night, with the full moon casting a magical glow over the village square. The audience, seated in a circle, watched in awe as the story unfolded before them. Dancers, clad in Amina's creations, moved gracefully to Jabari's music, their movements telling the story as much as their words. As Mwindo battled monsters and navigated treacherous paths, the audience felt every victory and defeat. Jabari's music swelled with each triumph and softened with each sorrow, creating a tapestry of sound that enveloped the listeners. When the performance concluded, there was a moment of stunned silence before the crowd erupted in applause, their faces alight with wonder and joy. In the days that followed, the village buzzed with excitement. The success of the Mwindo performance attracted visitors from distant lands, eager to experience the unique blend of art and music. Amina's home became a cultural hub, where artists, musicians, and storytellers gathered to collaborate and share their talents. One day, an elderly woman named Abina arrived. She was a revered elder from a coastal village, known for her wisdom and her vast collection of ancient tales. Abina had heard of Amina and Jabari's work and wished to share her stories with them. Her tales, rich with the history and myths of her people, provided a new source of inspiration. Abina's presence was a gift. Her stories, told with a voice that carried the weight of centuries, captivated everyone who heard them. She spoke of gods and goddesses, of heroes and tricksters, of love and betrayal. Each story was a treasure, and Amina felt honored to bring them to life through her art. With Jabari's music as a guide, Amina began creating a series of pieces based on Abina's tales. One particularly poignant story was about the sea goddess Yemoja and her journey to protect her people. Amina's tapestry depicted Yemoja's underwater realm, with shades of blue and green weaving a mesmerizing scene. Jabari's music, composed to accompany the tapestry, was both haunting and beautiful, capturing the essence of the sea. The unveiling of the Yemoja tapestry was a grand event. The village gathered by the river, where the tapestry was displayed against the backdrop of the water. As Jabari played his kora, the melody intertwining with the sound of the river, Abina recited the tale of Yemoja. The combination of visual art, music, and storytelling created an immersive experience that left the audience spellbound. As Amina and Jabari continued to explore new ways to blend their talents, their work gained recognition beyond their village. Invitations poured in from far-off places, each one a testament to the impact of their creative endeavors. They traveled to other communities, sharing their unique form of storytelling and inspiring others to embrace their cultural heritage. Through it all, Amina and Kwame's bond remained strong, their love a steady anchor in their ever-expanding world. Together, they nurtured a community of artists and storytellers, a place where creativity flourished and traditions were celebrated. In the village and far beyond, the legacy of Amina's work continued to grow, each new creation a testament to the power of art, music, and the timeless stories that connect us all. As the seasons changed, Amina's home remained a hive of activity. One day, a messenger arrived from the royal court of the neighboring kingdom. The king, having heard of Amina's remarkable talents, invited her to create a series of artworks for the upcoming coronation of his eldest daughter. This honor was immense, and Amina, with Kwame and her dedicated team, eagerly accepted the challenge. The journey to the kingdom was filled with anticipation. Upon arrival, They were welcomed with great ceremony. The palace, a grand structure adorned with intricate carvings and vibrant tapestries, stood as a testament to the kingdom's rich heritage. The king, a wise and benevolent ruler, met with Amina and expressed his vision for the coronation. Amina began her work with renewed vigor. She spent hours consulting with the royal family, learning about their history, their achievements, and their dreams for the future. Each conversation, each story became a vital thread in the tapestry she was to create. Kwame, always by her side, assisted in gathering materials and providing support. Together, they selected the finest fabrics, the richest dyes, and the most skilled artisans to help bring their vision to life. The palace workshops buzzed with activity as preparations for the coronation reached a fevered pitch. As the coronation day approached, Amina unveiled the centerpiece of her work, a magnificent tapestry depicting the kingdom's legacy. The intricate patterns told stories of bravery, wisdom, and unity, each stitch a labor of love. The royal family, upon seeing the tapestry, were moved to tears. It was not just a piece of art, it was a tribute to their ancestors and a beacon for future generations. The coronation itself was a spectacle of grandeur. The entire kingdom gathered to witness the event. The air was filled with the sound of drums, flutes, and the harmonious voices of choirs. The young princess, adorned in regal attire, looked radiant as she took her place on the throne. Amina's tapestry was prominently displayed, its vibrant colors and intricate designs adding to the splendor of the occasion. After the coronation, the king held a grand feast in honor of Amina and her team. Amidst the celebrations, the king spoke of the importance of preserving their heritage and the vital role of artists in keeping their stories alive. He praised Amina's work and announced a new initiative to support artists and storytellers across the kingdom. Returning to their village, Amina and her team were greeted as heroes. The success of the coronation project brought a renewed sense of pride and accomplishment. Amina's home once again became a center of creativity, with even more artisans seeking to learn from her. One evening, as the sun set over the village, a mysterious traveler arrived. He was an elderly man with a weathered face and eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the world. Introducing himself as Kato, he claimed to be a seeker of lost stories. His presence was enigmatic, and he carried with him a collection of ancient scrolls and artifacts. Kato shared stories that were unlike any Amina had heard before. They were tales of forgotten kingdoms, mythical creatures, and ancient civilizations. His stories sparked Amina's imagination, and she felt an irresistible urge to bring these lost tales to life through her art. Working closely with Kato, Amina began a new series of creations. Each piece was a window into a forgotten world, a blend of history and myth that captivated all who saw them. These works were not just visually stunning, they were portals to the past, rekindling interest in the rich tapestry of human history. One of the most challenging projects was a mural depicting the rise and fall of a long-lost empire. Kato's detailed descriptions and ancient maps guided Amina's hand as she painted scenes of grandeur and decline. The mural, once completed, was a masterpiece that drew scholars and historians from far and wide. As the mural gained acclaim, Kato shared his next story, one of a hidden treasure buried deep within a sacred forest. This tale captured the imagination of the entire village, and a group of brave souls led by Kwame set out to uncover the truth. Amina, unable to resist the lure of adventure, joined them. The expedition through the sacred forest was fraught with challenges. They navigated dense underbrush, crossed treacherous rivers, and faced the uncertainties of the wild. Along the way, they encountered various signs and symbols that seemed to confirm Kato's story. Deep within the forest, they stumbled upon an ancient temple hidden beneath centuries of overgrowth. The temple's walls were covered in carvings that told the story of the treasure and the trials one must face to claim it. With determination and teamwork, they deciphered the clues and finally uncovered a hidden chamber. Inside the chamber lay a trove of artifacts and treasures, each piece more magnificent than the last. Among them was a golden scroll, inscribed with the wisdom of the ancient civilization that once thrived in the region. This discovery was monumental, and it promised to unlock countless secrets of the past. Returning to the village with their findings, Amina and her team were hailed as heroes. The artifacts were carefully studied, and the knowledge they contained was shared with scholars and historians. The Golden Scroll, in particular, became a source of fascination and study. Amina's life, already rich with creativity and stories, was now intertwined with the thrill of discovery and the preservation of history. Her home continued to be a beacon of inspiration, a place where art, history, and storytelling came together in a celebration of the human spirit. And so, Amina's story continued to evolve, each day bringing new adventures, new stories, and new creations, enriching the lives of those around her and keeping the flame of African heritage burning brightly. With the discovery of the ancient temple, the village entered a period of unprecedented prosperity and enlightenment. Scholars, adventurers, and artisans from across the land flocked to Amina's home, eager to learn from the treasures and knowledge unearthed. The village itself began to transform, becoming a center of culture and learning. One such visitor was Adisa, a brilliant young architect known for his innovative designs that blended traditional techniques with modern aesthetics. Adisa had heard of Amina's work and the recent discoveries, and he came with a proposal to create a monumental structure that would house the artifacts and serve as a cultural hub. Amina, Kwame, and Adisa spent countless hours discussing the project. They envisioned a grand museum and library, a place where the stories of the past could be preserved and shared with future generations. Adisa's designs were breathtaking, incorporating elements from the ancient temple with contemporary styles, creating a harmonious blend of old and new. The construction of the museum became a communal effort. Villagers, inspired by the vision, volunteered their time and skills. Artisans crafted beautiful mosaics and sculptures, while builders and laborers worked tirelessly to bring Adisa's designs to life. The sound of hammers and chisels filled the air, accompanied by songs and laughter. As the museum took shape, Amina focused on curating the exhibits. She meticulously arranged the artifacts, ensuring that each piece told its story. The golden scroll was given a place of honor, displayed in a beautifully crafted case that allowed visitors to read its inscriptions. The murals, tapestries, and carvings from the temple were restored and integrated into the museum's walls. One of the most remarkable exhibits was the Hall of Heroes, dedicated to the legendary figures from Kato's stories. Each hero's tale was depicted in a series of murals and sculptures, accompanied by Jabari's music, which played softly in the background, enhancing the experience. The grand opening of the museum was a momentous occasion. People from far and wide gathered to celebrate. The king himself attended, cutting the ribbon and delivering a speech that praised the village's achievements. The day was filled with performances, storytelling, and a feast that lasted well into the night. Among the attendees was a mysterious woman named Zara, known for her extraordinary knowledge of herbal medicine. Zara had traveled extensively, learning the secrets of plants and their healing properties. She was intrigued by the ancient knowledge within the museum and sought to share her wisdom with Amina and the villagers. Zara's arrival brought a new dimension to Amina's work. Together, they created a medicinal garden within the museum grounds, planting rare herbs and flowers. Zara taught the villagers how to prepare remedies, and soon, the garden became a sanctuary of healing and learning. One evening, as Amina and Zara tended to the garden, they discovered an ancient manuscript hidden among the temple artifacts. The manuscript, written in a long-forgotten script, seemed to contain recipes and rituals for healing. With Zara's expertise and Kato's guidance, they began the painstaking process of deciphering the text. The manuscript revealed profound knowledge about the healing arts, some of which had been lost to time. Zara and Amina carefully transcribed the recipes, integrating them into their practice. The villagers, benefiting from this newfound knowledge, saw improvements in their health and well-being. As the museum continued to thrive, Amina and her team never ceased to innovate. They organized workshops, inviting experts from various fields to share their knowledge. The museum became a beacon of education, culture, and healing, attracting visitors from across the continent. One day, a delegation from a distant kingdom arrived, bringing with them an ancient artifact they wished to donate to the museum. The artifact, a beautifully carved stone tablet, depicted scenes from an ancient ritual dance. The delegation explained that their kingdom had a rich tradition of dance, and they sought to preserve and share this heritage. Amina, recognizing the importance of this cultural exchange, organized a festival to celebrate the art of dance. Dancers from various regions performed, each showcasing their unique styles and traditions. The festival was a vibrant display of movement and rhythm, uniting people through the universal language of dance. Kwame, inspired by the festival, proposed creating a permanent exhibit dedicated to the performing arts. The exhibit would feature costumes, instruments, and recordings of traditional dances, ensuring that this vital aspect of their heritage was preserved. Amina eagerly supported the idea, and soon the exhibit became a reality. As the village grew in fame and influence, Amina received an invitation to join a council of leaders from across the continent. The council, comprised of scholars, artists, and visionaries, aimed to promote cultural preservation and exchange. Amina, honored by the invitation, accepted and began traveling to participate in the council's meetings. Through her involvement with the council, Amina forged new alliances and brought back ideas that further enriched the village. She organized exchange programs, allowing young artisans and scholars to study and share their knowledge with peers from other regions. These exchanges fostered a sense of unity and mutual respect, strengthening the bonds between communities. In her village, the spirit of creativity, learning, and collaboration flourished. Amina's home remained a sanctuary of inspiration, where stories from the past and innovations for the future came together, creating a living tapestry of culture and knowledge. And so the legacy of Amina, Kwame, and their remarkable village continued to grow, a testament to the enduring power of art, community, and the human spirit. As the years passed, the village transformed into a renowned center of culture, education, and healing. The museum and gardens became places where the past met the future and where people from all walks of life came to learn, share, and grow. Amina, now a respected elder, continued to inspire those around her with her wisdom and creativity. One morning, a letter arrived from the council, inviting Amina to host a grand summit of leaders, artists, and scholars from across the continent. The summit aimed to celebrate cultural heritage, foster collaboration, and address the challenges faced by their communities. Amina saw this as an opportunity to further the mission she had dedicated her life to and accepted the invitation with enthusiasm. Preparations for the summit began in earnest. The village buzzed with activity as everyone pitched in to ensure the event's success. Amina's home became the epicenter of planning, with meetings, rehearsals, and workshops happening day and night. Kwame, now a pillar of the community, played a crucial role in organizing the logistics, ensuring that every detail was meticulously attended to. The day of the summit dawned bright and clear. Delegates from distant lands arrived, bringing with them gifts, knowledge, and stories. The village square, adorned with vibrant banners and flowers, was a sight to behold. A grand stage had been erected, where performances and speeches would take place, and the air was filled with anticipation. The summit opened with a traditional blessing by the village elders, followed by a mesmerizing performance by dancers and musicians from various regions. Their movements and melodies told stories of their cultures, creating a tapestry of sound and color that captivated the audience. Amina, seated in a place of honor, watched with pride and joy. Over the next few days, the summit featured a series of panels, workshops, and exhibitions. Scholars presented papers on the importance of preserving oral histories. Artists showcased their work, and healers shared ancient remedies and modern innovations. The exchange of ideas was electric, and the sense of unity and purpose was palpable. A highlight of the summit was a roundtable discussion led by Amina. She spoke of her experiences, the importance of cultural heritage, and the power of storytelling. Her words resonated deeply with the attendees, inspiring many to rededicate themselves to preserving their own traditions and histories. On the final evening, a grand feast was held in the village square. Tables laden with delicious dishes from across the continent stretched as far as the eye could see. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the delicious aroma of food. It was a celebration of diversity, unity, and the shared commitment to a brighter future. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Kwame stood up to speak. His voice, strong and steady, carried over the crowd. He spoke of Amina's tireless dedication, her vision, and the impact she had made on countless lives. He presented her with a beautifully crafted statue, a symbol of the village's gratitude and love. Amina, deeply moved, rose to accept the gift. She looked out at the faces of her friends, family, and colleagues, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. She spoke of the journey they had all taken together, the challenges they had overcome, and the incredible achievements they had made. Her words were a heartfelt tribute to the power of community, creativity, and resilience. The summit concluded with a spectacular fireworks display, the night sky ablaze with color and light. As the final bursts of light faded, the village settled into a peaceful silence. The summit had been a resounding success, leaving a lasting legacy of inspiration and collaboration. In the years that followed, the village continued to thrive. The connections made at the summit blossomed into enduring partnerships, and the lessons learned fueled new projects and initiatives. Amina's home remained a sanctuary of creativity and learning, a place where the past was honored and the future was crafted with care and love. Amina and Kwame, their hearts full of joy and contentment, watched as their village flourished. They had built something beautiful, something lasting. Their legacy was one of unity, creativity, and the enduring power of stories to shape the world. And so, in the heart of the village, where the earth met the sky, Amina's story lived on. It was a story of resilience, transformation, and the incredible power of the human spirit to create, inspire, and uplift. The village, now a beacon of culture and knowledge, stood as a testament to the dreams and dedication of Amina, Kwame, and all those who had joined them on their remarkable journey.